Tag TV and Tag Radio. Be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Bam! Oh, sacked by the competition again. Oh, man. Well, welcome to the NFL, or maybe more appropriately stated, welcome to the technology world of SAAS, SAAS, seamless, non-invasive connectivity that dovetails with your existing environment. No matter the size playing field, the game you are playing, or how many are in it to win it from your enterprise, mobile software as a service solutions, SaaS, for field technicians and managers responsible for customer service, maintenance, and construction means avoiding unnecessary overtime. Be it substitutes, rookies, or regulars, they're all trained quickly and continuously with user-friendly information. They develop a powerful forward front line. Field personnel share a rich knowledge base. Coach a championship team? No problem when you can communicate with all the players instantly. Greetings, everyone. It's Thursday, May 12, 2011, and this is a special TAG Premier Member Showcase edition of Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. I'm your guest host, Frank Baia. When you can see the entire playing field, watch every play, see the performance of every player, accurate information is right before your eyes. But what about a global game of, say, utilities, telecom, or multiple systems operators, MSOs? Accurate information that supports performance tracking and quality of service may be the difference between winning and losing the game. On this edition of Tech Talk, we strategize killer play as we talk software as a service for MSOs, telecoms, and utilities with President and CEO of Atvent Solutions, Louis Poulin. Recognized throughout North America for its impressive list of blue-chip clients, for its innovation, and most crucially, Advent's excellence in providing 24/7 hybrid SaaS solutions. The challenge? While organizations have similar network operations, each one is unique. The goal in a killer play is to customize every implementation according to the organization's network design standards, database conventions, and business processes. Louis founded and serves as President and CEO of Atvent Solutions since 2003. Under his leadership, the company has acquired major customers in Canada, and with its wholly owned Atlanta-based U.S. subsidiary, is now poised for continued rapid growth. Prior to founding the company, he served as project manager for Videodrone, Canada's third-largest multiple systems operator, responsible for a range of tasks that included implementation, preventive maintenance support, and construction in both Montreal and Quebec. The integration of mobile SaaS solutions, from efficiency gains in the field to crucial network reliability, as we tech talk killer play and the NFL-like competition in today's and tomorrow's technology SaaS solution field with founder, president, and CEO of Atvent Solutions, Louis Poulin. Louis, welcome to Tech Talk.
Yes, hi, Frank. I'm glad to be on your program today. Thanks for inviting me.
One of the exciting things that we get to look at is the evolution of technology. We all know how many verticals are being impacted in so many different ways. Certainly software as a business, software as a service rather, SaaS, has been a disruptive influence for a number of years. Let's go into your team of engineers and IT specialists. Certainly they've been successful in business of network operations and management of critical information for some time. Tell us a little bit about that background and bring us up to date.
Yes, so Frank, our business is mainly B2B, so we provide information technology to large communication providers in America, and our technical team is definitely the most important asset that we have, and it's a mixed blend, of people with network operation background and software engineering, as well as strong project management skills, which allows us to provide a service which is continuously improved with software updates, data management, and of course, great technical support.
For our audience and for our TAG members, give us sort of an example. Don't have to name a specific company unless you'd like to, but tell us a particular client and what you would do for that client.
Okay, well, we have major customers like Rogers Communications, for example, which is the largest communication provider in Canada. So we support all their field operation team, so technicians doing maintenance on the network plant, preventive maintenance activities, as well as troubleshooting for network issues. We also support construction team building the network plant, and more recently with our analytics applications, we also provide SAAS solutions to technical service, so people servicing the customers, Rogers customers, at their homes or their businesses.
Now, you have an actual hybrid SaaS business model. I know you kind of skirted over the top of that, but things like retaining ownership and the server infrastructure and the containing data, I guess you're using an Oracle database. Give us a little bit more granular about some of the actual hybrid aspects of your particular business model, and maybe explain how that meets your customers' needs.
Yes, so we call it hybrid SaaS because initially our customers, which are large service operators, like I mentioned earlier, they already have in-house technical teams, IT and data centers, and they're also very conscious about protecting the confidentiality of their data, which are sometimes related to their customers. So this has been a big issue since we started in this business.
Huge, sure.
So it's important for us to be able to give them a safe environment where they can control access to the servers and the database. So we've agreed since the beginning to let them handle this part of our business, and on our side we focus on the application, software improvement, and data management, so everybody's happy.
Everything all of a sudden is, I shouldn't even say all of a sudden, certainly evolving over the last few years, certainly more actively over the last couple, and that is mobile applications, mobile apps. Go into a little bit about how best SaaS on the market to support field workforce has got to be, I'm assuming, have mobile apps, and I think you guys are leading the market with a couple of them. Tell us a little bit about, I think, is it MobileNet?
Yes, so we started off with MobileNet back in the early 2000s. Actually, 2003 was our first implementation with Videotron in Montreal, and the MobileNet application focuses mainly on network operations. So from the beginning, we were looking to have a mobile application for the field workforce. Mobility was probably the starting point of the company, and they at the time, of course, 3G networks were not where they are today, so we had to work with the GPRS network, slower bandwidth, and we also managed to allow the application to work offline, which was also a requirement, but a necessity at the time, since they couldn't rely.
You had to be there to understand the courage and the innovation to be able to pull something like that off based on the infrastructure that you had to work with at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So they couldn't rely on a permanent 3G connection. So they had to find a way to let them work offline and then be able to synchronize the database with the server once they got back to the office over the LAN or the cable modem connection. So it has evolved quite a bit since then, and now we can rely on high-speed wireless connections, 3G or even 4G connections, which makes the application even more powerful and real-time.
And I'm going to guess now almost ubiquitous. I guess it's a case where not only is the infrastructure more efficient, but all of a sudden the culture is becoming more dependent on being able to have a mobile connection the way that you're talking about it. I would imagine it's changing how some of these organizations actually operate. I mean, it's not just a service. It's actually changing the culture of the internal operations management structure.
Yes, I agree. It becomes like a phone or a cell phone, it becomes part of their daily work to rely on our information service. So it's much more than just an application. It's all the data that is being updated through the application, and that they can rely on day after day, and they can share the information. So it's basically an enterprise social network environment that we're providing the field workforce, to our customers. So this is definitely a revolution in the same line as Facebook or Twitter.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned, because social media anymore, and I think it's almost, don't you find it interesting that semantics never seem to keep up with the innovations that happen? So we're calling things social media when in reality it has nothing to do with the origins of that. It has everything to do with what I now call transactional content or transactional software, and not transactional meaning the exchange of money, but a cloud-type situation. Transactional meaning as you need it, you use it. When you're finished with it, you discard it and move on to whatever's next. We were talking to an individual who was a senior executive for supply chain software, and they were talking about the impact of social media in the disruption of where products have to be delivered and the demand for those products, simply because of whatever texting or whatever communication would be happening in a particular locale. Tell us a little bit about how you're seeing that now in terms of the impact of more of a community collaboration, more of an ongoing, I'll say, engaging the now rather than just a service. And where's it going? What is it going to look like in a few years? I wouldn't dare to say 10, because I think that's way too far out.
That's a long way from now, especially in the technology. I would lie if I told you I could forecast what will happen.
You wouldn't lie. You would invest if you could forecast. I'd be with you.
Yes.
But go ahead and take a guess, at least for your company anyway, for the next 36 months, 12 months.
Yes, yes, I'm more comfortable with that. So
really?
So yes, definitely now social networking and transaction, like you just said, it's all about real time and having instant access to the latest information and being able to share it with your colleagues, with the community, which goes beyond the organization. So it's even outside of the organization, with contractors, with management, with investors. So it's with the customers, being able to provide an SLA, so a service level agreement, and being able to commit on a network reliability, and a customer provide a real customer experience. From beginning to end, because that's what matters now. When large providers are competing against each other, it's all about giving the best customer experience. So that's where we fit in, and it's definitely a growing trend, and it's all about being able to access easily information and share it.
What I find interesting, another cliche we use here, hearing so many things, it's coming at the same solution from different perspectives. We'll say it's the same thing, only different. When you talk about being able to provide the kind of solutions that you have for field technicians and managers that are responsible for things like maintenance and construction, that's one thing. Now what you're saying, to a degree, there's a lot of opportunity, and in a sense repurposing it for connecting the board of directors to the organization and keeping contact.
So even the board can know what's going on in the operation, and they can access reporting that reflects the true reality, and it's definitely also a way to increase the value of a company by providing better asset management and better reporting to the investors.
And even HR. I would think the environment for expectation in terms of employees is that much better, because they're not necessarily being micromanaged, but they're given micro instructions and deliverables, so they get some form of analytics.
The power, and the autonomy and the independence to do their own quality assurance, to work as a team, because that's something we wanted to emphasize from the beginning, is to give them the tools to work as a team and to increase their motivation, in their work daily. So we've seen great results that go far beyond the immediate cost savings of the efficiency gains that we can generate.
Wow. The future sounds, and we say in the U.S. it's so bright you have to wear sunglasses. I mean, what I'm hearing is the challenge is trying to define who your competition really is and where your market opportunities are. Is it Facebook, or is it another company that's providing SaaS in some form or another? Because all of the capabilities reapplied to different applications for different purposes. Obviously, you're describing a lot of different things that could bring a lot to the table in terms of our global connectivity or interconnectivity.
Well, we're in B2B, so we're a niche player. So I guess we're competing with Facebook, but on the enterprise level, and in a very specific environment, technical environment. So we're not providing the solution to consumers, but I guess eventually we could grow in this direction.
What's going to separate consumers? To the degree of being involved.
Good question.
The other thing too is that I think it's a case where you've got a core competency with years, decade now or more of trust and deliverables, which gives you some real confidence to be able to go into these enterprises and talk about futuristic things, or at least to the
now it's all about you just said it's all about service, and it's all about trust and your ability to deliver the quality service every day. So it's not just a product that you sell. It's really a service. So it's all about support and being constant and having the quality that the customer can rely on. So it's really a new philosophy, but I think it's becoming more and more a trend today in technology.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Now, I know you guys are headquartered out of Montreal, but you've recently located here in the South, right in our favorite place, and that's Atlanta. Give us a little insight into what you're doing here as far as the southeastern United States is concerned, and maybe specifically what's happening in Atlanta and maybe future opportunities.
There's a lot of happening in Atlanta, and, well, first of all, it's a great city, great location for traveling and covering the whole country in the U.S. From Atlanta, so we chose this location also because of Cox Communication, which is one of the largest customers or potential customers that we have there. So we've been in close talks with Cox. I can't go into details, but we're having a lot of discussions with them in the last year, and so we're hopefully going to go forward with a project with them before the end of this year. And so Atlanta is a great location to give them the confidence and support that they expect from a company like us. So we actually opened a U.S. subsidiary in Atlanta, so it's more than just an office. And so from this location, we'll be able to provide a full customer service and technical support that Cox would be looking for. And from there, we'll be building relationships with other customers like Comcast, for example, or Time Warner, which are other great prospects. And that's about it. We've also made an agreement with a company who has also a parent company in Montreal with a U.S. subsidiary in Atlanta. It's called Neuron. Neuron provide interactive marketing for e-commerce. So it's complementary to our business, and they've agreed to sublease part of their office in Atlanta. So that was a great opportunity for us to settle there and grow from there.
Well, when I'm listening to you talk, I'm thinking Babe Ruth. He was a famous baseball player in our history here in the game in the United States. And the big thing about Babe Ruth was he didn't just hit home runs. He'd say, I'm going to hit it right over there. And boom, he did it. Louis,
that's very flattering.
Well, it sounds like you've got your crosshairs and you got your customers in line and you got your core competency and a whole lot of future opportunity with the things that you're already doing. I know you're a busy fellow, and I thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us today on Tech Talk.
Well, thanks a lot, Frank, for inviting me, and thanks a lot to all your listeners for taking the time to listen to this interview.